you know, close rush distance or across the map. And basically, that's where we stand at this point. And Strelok is building a supply depot close to his...
Alright, everybody, welcome to Imba TV, where everything is in balance. We've got Razor Inso
mineral line, a strong tendency of his. In addition...
facing off first Mouse Strelok, and Strelok is sitting at 1 point in this TV...
Insolence is chrono boosting in probes.
Epic match. Let's go ahead and get into it and see what happens.
And Insolence is going to build a gate.
You want to take it away, Jim, as I work on this delay?
Sure, no problem. Way within his main base. And therefore, we can now conclude that we're going to... Now, spawning on the right side of Lost Temple as Green Terran. I see no early Protoss cheese. Notice now Strelok is Strelok from Mouse Sports. Spawning at the top, building his barracks away from his mineral line, which is off of Lost Temple, as Yellow Protoss is Insolence. He plays for a bit unusual for him, and also it appears as though Serious Gaming, and I think their #1 sponsor is Razor, and I think that is why his Insolence is scouting in the closest rush distance by land. Name starts with Razor. In any event, it's interesting, this choice, and discovering that his opponent is not there. Further adding to the standard play, Insolence was selected specifically by Insolence because he lost game 1. This is warping in an assimilator. Strelok has now begun the scouting process with his SCV, moving towards the bottom of Lost Temple. Both players have eliminated one map location from Lost Temple, from a possibility of where their opponent is. Now, both scouts will pass in the night, and probably both players will have a very good idea of where their opponent is located. And in fact, Insolence is now completely aware by his process of elimination that Strelok is on the outside of the map. Let's see how that impacts this very standard opening. And by standard, I mean we see a cybernetics core that's almost completely warped in after one gateway. So we got a standard opening by Insolence, a standard opening by Strelok, a tech lab going down on the barracks. Is Strelok going to change his build order at all? Or are we going to see exactly what he did in game 1? And we see, interesting, the first fighting unit for Insolence will not be a Zealot, as it was in game 1. It will instead be a Stalker, and that Stalker may have a hard time finding this SCV. And in fact, look at this. Insolence is moving forward instantly with that Stalker. So he is not even attempting to find the SCV. And when this SCV sees what's going on in the main base, I think, oh no, he went out and he's coming back. And this SCV will die. No more scouting for Strelok. And Strelok is going with an expansion command center based off of one barracks. We're seeing a Marauder with concussion shell tech being researched. And we see 2 Marines and a Marauder already. And again, this is the exact same push we saw. This is the exact same build order, folks.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Identical, and he's going to press forward exactly.
And if he creates if he's going to create a wall, he will do it late like he did last game as well. So Inso throwing down that expansion has 2 Stalkers out right now, and that's it. So 2 Stalkers facing 2 Marines and 2 Marauders, 1 SCV. See what happens. Is Strelok going to go push back into his base? That's what it looks like.
Yep, and we're now seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 gateways by Insolence. So we've got 4 gateways and an expansion. Really? Oh, okay, wow. And on the part of Strelok, we'll notice that we've got 2 barracks, 1 with a reactor, 1 with a tech lab. Stimpack research is going down. A factory is halfway completed. The expansion command center is being converted to an orbital command. And at this point, Insolence, by chrono boosting in probes off of his Nexus, he will be gaining a bit of a small economic advantage. That economic advantage will stop once Strelok does plant this orbital command into this natural expansion area. So Insolence is going really, really probe heavy and is getting his third assimilator. On the upgrade side, we'll notice, interesting, out of the robotics facility, again, we are seeing an immortal. No, we are not seeing an observer as the first unit out of the robotics facility, which I find to be interesting. I find in most Protoss games, the observer is the first unit out. So Insolence is continuing to crank out the probes. He is up to 37 probes, while Strelok sits at 33 SCVs. Strelok's got 4 Marauders, 10 Marines. Stimpack upgrades 10 seconds away from being completed. And of course, the gateways have become warp gates. Now, Insolence is working off of 4 assimilators, so lots of gas. Scan going down by Strelok. And here we go again.
Strelok pushing forward.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe Strelok thinks heads up, he can take Insolence. Who knows? So, this army composition will be good at scouting out an army, but I don't know how good it's going to be at winning a war. Let's see. A little bit of, look at this separation.
Elevator play.
Well, let's see what he's going to do with it. That's got to go.
Oh.
And you know what?
Yep.
Strelok is lucky that dropship's alive. It's down to half health. Had this set of stalkers gotten in one more set of shots, he would have been in trouble. And look at this. Now, meanwhile, Insolence's observer is seeing everything in Strelok's base. I get the feeling his observer should be here with all this stuff floating around. Now, obviously, we see a Colossus on the field, so there is a robotics bay.
And 2 engineering bays going down right now for Strelok, as 2 Stargates get warped in for Inso. So that's an interesting move, I'd say. And here comes that drop.
And here's an interesting move right here. 1 Marauder, 6 Marines. And let's look at the defense that's on the way. Here comes the cavalry, McDuff.
That's right, I see it. And here comes the Colossus.
And that'll shut this all down.
Nice pick up without losing any units, not even a Marine. Only took out 1 pylon, but,
At this point, unit counting station, Strelok is at 90 units, whereas Insolence is at 101. Insolence has got 5 more workers than Strelok, but I'm sure the mules even it out. So these 2 players are extremely even economically. And Strelok is playing the game he's comfortable with, which is bio ball with medevacs everywhere. Thermal Lance has not been researched. I think that's a pivotal. If Strelok can get into Insolence's base before that Thermal Lance is upgraded with all of his infantry force, I think Strelok... Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh. That dropship's going to be in trouble.
And the dropship did go down, but only 1 Marine was inside it. So Insolence is going to try to shut down these dropships with Phoenix. Now, the response by Strelok is he has built 2 Vikings. He does have a starport with 2 starports with reactors on them, so he's going to be able to crank out Vikings like crazy. Now, Strelok often responds to Phoenix play like this with mass Vikings, like 15, 20 Vikings. So we'll see how that goes.
That's for sure.
And it looks like it's all macro play by Insolence. Insolence is not interested in any offense until Thermal Lance completes. Thermal Lance is about halfway to being completed, and I don't think we'll see any offense from him at all until Thermal Lance is finished. Both players are still extremely even economically. Both players have the same number of worker units mining off of 2 bases. Both players are mining from 4 Vespin refineries.
It looks like we're going to have a double gold standard down here already.
And those 2 Stargates that you so astutely found for us are continuing to pump out Phoenix.
That's right.
So at this point, Insolence sits at 60 workers, 12 zealots, 1 immortal, 4. That's right, 4 Colossus, 6
Viking
stalkers.
Phoenix battle right here in the chasm between the 2 players.
And how many Phoenix do we have here? That's 10. So, and you know what? I think Insolence has been doing his homework because he's seen the mass Vikings that Strelok has built in the past. And we're seeing a 3rd base go down, a 3rd base being warped in by Insolence, and a 3rd command center landing. So both players are getting their gold mineral base, as you stated earlier.
AKA the double gold standard.
Now look at this forward pylon. That's a fascinating decision. Anything you think I've missed? Anything you'd like to add, perhaps?
You know, so far, not too much. You know, there's some more gateways going down, just the 3 bases. It looks like it's going to be a pretty, you know, it's going to continue on. This match is going to continue on. These forces may be able to, you know, counter each other out. There are a lot of Colossus that are going to take care of a lot of those Marines. But look at all those Marauders, man. Now,
they're getting close to 200 units each.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. At this point, yeah, they're getting close to 200 units, but look at this dropship. Oh, the Phoenix has caught it.
Yep, they've seen it. Boom! All those Marines go down, and look, we just got Marauders and Vikings here now. Looking at the unit counting station, we do see there are 18 Vikings compared to there are 32 Marauders. And those Marauders do have stim pack as well as concussive shells. Now, these Colossus do have thermal lance, so they will be just out of, you know, they will be able to keep out of range of those Marauders. But look at this, Vikings going in. Are they going to be able to pick anything off? Oh, here we go. Here's the main attack.
These are +1 Marauders. Let's see what they can do.
They are eating. They are getting beat up right now. Force field behind the Marauders. And those Marauders are going to go down. These Vikings are going down to these Phoenix and Stalker combos. It looks like Inso is pulling it in this game. He's doing a great job.
The Terran army's destroyed.
Yeah,
there's nothing left.
There it is. GG is called out from Strelok. Razor Inso takes the point, and we move on into the 3rd game of this best-of-5 series with a tied match thus far.
Amazing stuff, man. So it looks like Insolence took on Strelok's best offense and proved that he could fight back.
All right, and we are into the 3rd game in the Craft Cup. King of the Month, $500 Super Bowl Sunday event. Awesome stuff.
So I'm really impressed with Insolence in that game.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
And this map was Strelok's choice, Shakuris Plateau. So we saw a big macro play by Protoss. It looks like Strelok is not shying away from any kind of macro game at all, because he's selecting such a big map.
For sure. Shakuris Plateau is quite the big map, Jim. We'll see what happens. All right, the countdown is on. Let's do this. All right, everybody, welcome to IMBA TV, where everything is imbalanced. With me is Jim Rayner, and I'm MC Duffs, bringing you the Craft Cup King of the Month $500 event. As we get into it, we see Razor's Inso sitting with 1 point. Miles Strelok sitting with 1 point as well. We've got, these two players competing for the to get into the finals for the $500. You want to go ahead and take it from here, Jim?
All right. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Shakira's Plateau is Strelok. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as Yellow Protoss is Insolence. It is 1 game apiece. This is a best 3 out of 5 series. Now it looks as though Insolence elected